Alright, hello and welcome. So, today we're going to be going over a little bit of how to go fast in parkour, and just kind of some general things about parkour that you might not know. First of all, let's go over the super basics. This is bullet jumping. This is generally how you're going to be getting around. This is a slide into a jump. It is omnidirectional. You can slide this way, jump this way. And you can look down to get a super high boost into the air. You can also look up to jump also, of course. But yeah, this is what bullet jumping is. This is your main method of travel since Parkour 2.0. That's what that is. Dodging or rolling. Your sprint key, if you tap that, you should roll generally on default controls. This is going to be very useful because, well, one, it's useful because whenever you do this, you get 75% damage resistance, and you become immune to knockdowns. It's really good for rolling through Arson Eximus's big walls. But also because this gives you a boost of momentum. That's one of the other basics, is that this gives you a boost of momentum. The last thing is butt scoots. So butt scoots are using your slide like just a tiny bit. Like just like tapping it just a little bit, and this doesn't work with toggle crouch. It only works with hold to crouch because you can just tap it a little bit and you get little tiny bursts of speed, and they're actually kind of hard to see. So let's do this. If we do this, you can see the little bursts of speed that you get. In third person, like proper, it's hard to see these, but from this angle, it's very easy to see this. And the last thing that I'll show after my camera comes back down here is jump kicks, because jump kicks are also very important. So jump kicks, this can knock down enemies, which is pretty useful. All Warframes can do it. B, you get the same kind of boost as you would on the ground in the air whenever you do this, because this is just sliding while in the air. It's very useful, but again, because it's like butt scoots, it's hard to see from this angle, so we'll just throw one of these up here. But you can see that whenever you do it, you get that nice little boost of momentum. And then, of course, the last thing is double jumping, which we all have access to. So double jumping, important thing to know about this is double jumping saves your momentum whenever you're doing the actual roll portion of this. And you can probably kind of feel that out whenever you're doing it, just kind of jumping around. You can feel that it keeps where you're going, basically. So now let's combine some things. So I'm just going to show kind of the big like high speed thing first before I go into any more complicated stuff or less complicated stuff. So this is going to be a bullet jump into a air roll into a kick jump. So I'm just going to show that real quick. So that's what that is. So that's kind of the full string that you're going for whenever you need a lot of forward momentum. I just realized there's a part of that that I didn't explain that I'm doing during that, which is gliding, which is just aiming while in the air. This really just lets you go farther during a jump because you lose momentum less easily. And some things that go with that is that while you're gliding, one of the main things you can do is you can jump, glide, and then you can kick around, and you can move your momentum kind of left and right, and that will allow you to be like, oh, there's an obstacle in my way. We'll just dash around it and dash back. So yeah, sliding, like if you're in this, you're aiming, just doing a slide, and then holding like left or right will let you kick back either way. So that's an important thing to note for kind of traversing, and is useful for whenever you reset your bullet jump. So, bullet jumping is reset whenever you touch something with your feet, and that can mean also walls. So, you get one bullet jump and then a double jump. Usually. Alternatively, you can do this in the other direction, which is just a regular jump into a bullet jump, which is useful in a lot of cases. Sorry, I stored my momentum. We're not going to talk about that. That's a weird bug that you can do. But, the cool thing that you can do, because you can drift glide with your slides while gliding, is you can make sure that you hit a wall. Like you bullet jump over here, you're like, I'm gonna run out of air. You hit the wall, and then you get another bullet jump and can glide farther. That's the big thing there. It's like, I'm going over here. Oh, I need to touch the wall. And then now I can bullet jump again and kind of take off in any direction you want. So that's the kind of chaining of bullet jumps, which is how you get shit like this, which is just this wall into this wall, and to like come over here and bullet jump over here and then jump up there, and just kind of bounce around and be really hard to hit, obviously, for enemies, because the faster you're moving, the harder it is for enemies to hit you, because of how their accuracy works as enemies. But that's a lot of the basic stuff. Also, this is like slightly more advanced, and also anything that is on from this point you don't need for basic moving around. This is just kind of like trying to optimize how fast you can do things. So, I said kick jump earlier, and a kick jump is very important because a kick jump is a variant on a double jump. So I'm just going to show how far I go if I bullet jump into a second jump. I got about here, which is like a platform in. So, the thing about that is that whenever you can do it like right away too, and you end up even like farther over here, because the later you do your jump, the better. But the interesting thing about that second jump, the double part of it, is that it keeps your momentum. So if you were able to get a burst of momentum at the same time you keep your momentum, you would go significantly farther, which is what we're about to show, which is doing the air slide into the double jump after a bullet jump. You can see you get significantly more air, and more distance for that matter, because you're storing that momentum, and you obviously can hear the wind effects whenever that goes off, because you're getting great speed. But yeah, that's kind of an advanced tip. And then again, with all these things combined, obviously also other important notes with rolling in midair. You can roll and glide, and then you can also go left and right. So you're not limited to just the one. Also, hitting the brakes, dodging backwards is a in-air backflip, which will just break you super hard. And also looks kind of hilarious, but also super good. But yeah. It is, parkour is complicated. So now, one of the main things I want to show is my controls, first of all, how that is. And then I'm going to kind of switch perspectives here, and I'll have my camera pointed at my keyboard so you can see what I'm doing to actually move this way. But let's go into how my controls are set up so that you guys can see that. So, for customized key bindings, the only things I usually change is that if we go down here, and this is only in terms of parkour, I have other things changed, of course. I might have gone way too... Oh yeah, it's up here. So, jump, I have it on space, but I also have it on mouse button 4, and that is my thumb button on my mouse. This is really, really useful, so if you have a mouse with a thumb button, I highly suggest it. If you have a mouse button that can be a macro, you can macro it to be jump and slide at the same time to have bullet jump just on one button, if you want that. Those of you on controller, obviously, you will have to adapt these controls. It is significantly more difficult on controller, I find. And then the other thing is that hold to crouch is on Alt, which is my thumb button on my left hand, so I can hold to crouch very easily and jump at the same time with my thumbs doing all of my bullet jumping, and that's kind of the goal of this. And that's pretty much all you need in terms of parkour. That's, of course, my preferred. Customize it however you want it. So, now we're going to switch perspectives and show that. Alright. Okay, so, hello and welcome back. So, this is my keyboard. Hello, these are my hands. So, my Alt button is right here for crouching. Jump button right here, obviously on my thumb button. And then obviously WSD to move, and all that types of stuff and things. So, let's just get this started, I suppose. Also, keep in mind, I'm wearing this camera in a very awkward fashion because I don't normally do a thing like this. But, here we go anyway. I was on space, because this is very awkward. Can't even do it right in my head right now. Okay. Alright, brain, do the thing. Alright. This is the basic gist of it. Obviously, it's very hard to see because I press lightly on my keyboard. It's not like I'm not doing any of that. I have very light taps. But hopefully you can kind of get the gist of what's going on whenever I'm going around. Camera. Yeah. Don't know if this is valuable for any of you to see how and why I do things this way, but that's what I do. But yeah, hopefully that was helpful to have kind of this whole area here, so you can see kind of what I'm working with. But yeah, that's this part. So now we're gonna go to the parkour room, and I'm just gonna show some runs, just for funsies. Actually, first, there's a Warframe that I use in those that we need to show off because they're fast in a different way because they use butt scoots to a entirely new level. So we'll just do that right now. So this is Nezha. Nezha uses butt scoots to move around pretty much entirely because of Nezha's passive. And then along with that, on Nezha, I have Maglev and Cunning Drift, which both do more even on top of the passive to make you pretty much frictionless and give your slides lots of boosto. So let's show that. Yeah, this is what butt scoots are doing. These are just your little itty-bitty butt scoots, but on Nezha, they're the main method of transportation because they're very fast. Yeah, this is like kind of just to show the upper level of butt scoots. And if you feel like if you want better butt scoots and you prefer to like go around that way, you can put Maglev on any Warframe, and it will have a similar effect. Obviously, not to the degree that Nezha has them. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If there's anything that I missed, please feel free to let me know. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the parkour runs. It's not terrible, but it's not good. Not bad. Yeah, Nezha's pretty quick. His slide doesn't really help him here, though. There we go. Alright.